Yeah, so I think we'll do away with the introductions which we had made. It is now confirmed that Albert Ojwang was killed. The postmortem has been conducted, and it confirms that he did not die out of self-inflicted injuries, but he died of multiple injuries to his body arising from a third party. We, as members of parliament, also serving in the committee in charge of internal security, and under which committee the National Police Service falls, we want to make the following demands. Number one, we want the public to be told who instructed the arrest of Ojwang from his home in Migori County. Who instructed his being moved from Migori County to Nairobi, when we have competent police stations and competent police officers all across from Migori to Nairobi. Why had he to be moved from Migori to Nairobi? We want to know, and we want the IG to inform the nation immediately which officers effected the claimed arrest. Because from what is now confirmed, this was not an arrest. You arrest people to take them to court, not to enable their death. So we want by name the officers who went to the home of Albert Ojwang and picked him while he was having lunch with his family, taking him away from his family. Who were the officers? We want to know what happened between Migori, where Albert Ojwang was picked, to Nairobi. What happened in between there? And that we can only confirm if the officers by name are made known to the public. We want to know the officers to whom Albert Ojwang was handed over for what we've been told was interrogation at the DCI in Mazingira, and the nature of interrogation they engaged in. We want to know under whose instructions Albert Ojwang was taken for booking at Central Police Station against all those nearby police stations to the DCI headquarters. We have Muthaiga, we have Parklands, we have several there. Why was Central Police Station, picked for purposes of his booking? The Central Police Station is surrounded by CCTVs and other facilities. We want the recordings of the entry of Albert Ojwang to Central Police Station made public, and all the CCTV recordings in terms of how he was handled there, how he moved from the point of his entry into that station to the exit. But most importantly, we are demanding, we know there was a decision spoken to by the IG yesterday to have interdicted all officers who were at Central Police Station and could have had a role or some role in the handling of Albert Ojwang in any way or knowledge. We don't want only those officers. We want all officers who were involved in any way, whether they are the officers who were arrested, whether they are the officers who were at Central Police Station, whether they are the officers who interrogated, because this interrogation apparently has now led to death, and your guess could be as good as mine. It is now confirmed by the report that the gentleman was tortured and was killed while in custody of the police. So we want all police officers who are involved in this matter in any way not to wait to be interdicted, but to, resign if possible, or action be taken by the National Police Service Commission, which is in charge of disciplinary control over the police, to direct their immediate, suspension from the service. And we are making this demand as members of the Security Committee in the National Assembly so that these investigations can be thorough, so that these investigations can be impartial, unlimited, and unhindered, so these investigations can bring to book every police officer who is involved in this matter, which has jolted the nation in a very big way. And so we are demanding that that must happen. We also want to demand that this far we have reached has taken too long. We want to request the IG that soonest possible, we want everybody who was involved in this matter before the courts of law, so that the reforms we've been speaking about in relation to our police, which have been stagnating, can continue to the end. We cannot be a country whose constitution requires the police to always proceed while respecting the human rights of the people, making 2-3 steps backwards and making 50 backwards. And so that is the demand we are making, those 3 demands. And we are saying as members of the committee and members of parliament that we contemplate action in the directions we have demanded, not beyond by end of business tomorrow. If it goes beyond tomorrow, we'll now intervene in our respective capacities, and particularly in our oversight role, to enforce particular actions, which I would request the IG and the people in charge of the control of the police not to let us to go towards, because we want this thing concluded. This death has hurt the country in a very big way, and as members here, we do not only sympathize with the family of the late Albert Ojwang, but we condole them. It is easy to talk of justice, but it is very difficult to think of justice to parents who had one child who was taken from them and has ended up in death in this manner. It is very difficult to speak the word of justice to the young wife of Albert Ojwang, just as it is also impossible to explain to that infant Ojwang has left behind that the infant will never grow with a father, whom I don't think the child has even reached the level of recognition. In the meantime, let us also request the police that the Constitution is clear on how policing should be done. Please adhere to those values governing the security. Respect for human rights, having limits. We cannot have a situation where the police go overboard and then the independence of the police is taken to blame other officers. We must have a stop. And when we say there must be a stop and we must have a police acting in accordance with the Constitution, we don't say it for the sake of it. We want to see a change of attitude in the National Police Service. When you arrest a person, they have rights. It should not end so. We thank you very much. My colleagues will add